Well, howdy there, Internet people. It's Bo again. So, the former President of the United States, Donald J. Trump, went through the process today, was booked, and entered a plea of not guilty. During this process, there was a whole lot of coverage. We are going to clear up some of that coverage because a lot of outlets were more concerned with being first than they were with being right. So we're going to clear up a whole lot of things that got reported that are less than accurate. First and foremost, Trump is not facing a conspiracy charge. That's not there. That's not there. What it looks like happened is that the prosecutor or somebody on the prosecutorial team used that term during court. And in an effort to get ahead of everybody, one outlet reported that that was one of the charges. It is not. It is not. This is a big material difference because a conspiracy charge definitely ups the possible penalties. Didn't happen. But once one outlet reported it, a whole bunch of other outlets said that it was a charge and cited the initial reporting without checking it themselves. So, the next part, speaking of sentences, Trump is not looking at 134 years. That's not going to happen. That is being widely reported. For that to occur, Trump would have to be convicted on all counts and be given the maximum on all counts, and the judge decide that all sentences would run consecutively for a pretty low-level crime. This is a low-level felony. This is not happening. It's not, that's not real. Generally speaking, sentences run concurrently. You see this in a lot of reporting where the person is looking at, 140 years if convicted on all counts. The U.S. justice system tends to run sentences concurrently, meaning if you are sentenced to 10 years for one and 5 years for another, you do 10 years. And the first 5 years counts for both sentences. The former president of the United States would certainly be extended that courtesy. The odds of Trump, no matter how you look at it, this would kind of be like a first offense type of thing. The odds that the judge would run those sentences consecutively is zero. And certainly not sentence them to the max and then run them consecutively. That is not going to occur in any world. The reason this is important is because a lot of people view Trump as their savior. And realistically, Trump might do a year, suggesting that whatever the outcome would be, it would amount to a life sentence, might provoke people. That's bad reporting. That is bad coverage. That's not realistic. Now let's talk about Trump supporters that showed up. Depending on the outlet that you're looking at, there were none, there weren't that many, there were a whole bunch, the whole city turned out. Okay, really, what happened? There were about 300 that were in support of him. To put that into perspective, when you are talking about high-profile cases, Johnny Depp had more people show up for his civil case. Those aren't big numbers. There were a couple of people in Congress who showed up, one being Santos and one being, I don't remember her name, even though everybody keeps giving her free press for some reason, the space laser lady. She showed up. She compared Trump to Jesus and Mandela. I'm not joking. She was eventually heckled by the people who showed up who were opposed to Trump. There were probably 150 of those. The judge did talk, let's not say warn, talk about some of the inflammatory rhetoric used by Trump. At roughly the same time, Trump's kid tweeted out an article featuring an image of the judge's daughter. The article attempted to, it looked like it was trying to imply some conflict because the judge's daughter campaigned for Harris. I would like to know what the specific conflict is. And there's going to be a whole video on this later because this is important. I would like to know what the specific conflict is. When you are hearing about this, what exactly is the conflict with the judge? Is it now an assumption that every judge and their family members have to be apolitical for them to sit on a case? Because I'm fairly certain I remember cases dealing with Trump going before Trump-appointed judges. That's not actually a standard. When you are hearing about that, try to discern what the specific allegation of a conflict of interest is. So those were the larger pieces that were not reported to my satisfaction. A lot of this will get separate videos later, and we'll talk about it more in depth, but given as quickly as everything is moving, it seemed important to get this information out. This is now an unprecedented historic event. A former president of the United States is facing criminal charges, 34 of them. Anyway, it's just a thought. Y'all have a good day.